Taylor.
You gave up 100 points the other day. You had a bunch of turnovers and you won. Is that just a message to the team that if you adapt in the circumstances, there are different ways to win? Even if you didn't like those numbers?
Right, yeah, I didn't like hearing those numbers that you just said, right. But you said it, though, we came away with a win. And before, it would have been a hard time for us to finish out that and close out that game, especially not playing well that first half. And we waited until the halfway through the third quarter to really get going defensively. And that's what I keep telling these guys. They're very talented on the offensive end, but that's not going to win us games. We've got to defend, and we've got to get stops.
We'll go Christine, then we'll go Matt.
So, Christie, the WNBA has never been shy about being involved with politics and talking about issues, which I think is a hallmark of the league and very admirable, right? Caitlin last night liked an Instagram post from Taylor Swift, which was endorsing Kamala Harris. Does it surprise you at all that Caitlin, well, we'll talk to her, of course, but does it surprise you at all that Caitlin has weighed in that way, knowing what the WNBA often does and brings people out? Yeah, no, I didn't even know she had that she had liked that tweet. I think we're all entitled to, our opinion. You do your homework and you go with a candidate that fits what your beliefs are, and I think we're all entitled to that. So, if that's what she chose to do, I'm sure there's reason behind it. You'll have to ask her. I don't know. I don't follow Taylor Swift, so I don't. I didn't know she had. Just what about, though, that legacy of the WNBA, with speaking out, with elections, with social issues that, I think kind of really was focused on during COVID, during the bubble, things like that? No, I think that's, we've got some really strong women in this league that have an opinion, and that is all power to them to stand up for things that they believe in, right? And I just, it's really awesome to watch women in this league, both coaches and players, voice their opinion on things and feel really strongly about it. It's just but like you said, that's just who we've been. This league, we get behind something and we want to, show our support in whatever that is.
We'll go Matt, then we'll go Jacob.
Yeah, hi Christy. For Sunday's game, Asia. Initially not listed on the injury report and then doesn't play. Again, not listed tonight. So what kind of goes into a scout for a team when I guess you don't really know? It's kind of up in the air if someone's going to play or not.
Yeah, we just planned as if she was going to play. I mean, that's just kind of what you have to do, and then you make your adjustments on whether she does or if she doesn't. And, they've got so many weapons out there, starting with her. So just have to make sure that we are adjusting to whoever that is that they put in to play in that position. And then, they will change. They changed a lot from how they played the other night with her not playing. But, if she plays, we'll be ready for it, hopefully. And if she doesn't, we'll go out and try to do exactly what we're trying to do, and that's get better defensively.
I think we'll go Jacob, then we'll have a special question coming up front.
Coach, you played the Aces at the very beginning of the season. I know there's a more recent matchup too, but you guys have kind of found your stride since then. How much are you able to really even take away from those games when you go back and kind of scout those, seeing as where you are now?
Yeah, I was able to show a lot of stuff that we don't want to do anymore. That we were doing early or not doing early. That was after a back-to-back in a really hard month for us, and then long stretch in June or July 2nd, I think, is when we played them. They're a great team, and we were really trying to find ourselves during that time. So, I don't think we're the same team that we were when we played them. So I'm looking forward to see how we match up against them tonight.
Alex, want to go ahead?
Hi, I'm Alex with Scoop on Yahoo, and that's my YouTube channel. And since the Olympic break, Lexi Hall is one of the best three-point shooters in the league right now. How do other teams start to defend you differently?
You asked about Kelsey Mitchell?
Lexi Hall.
Lexi Hull, one of the best three-point shooters. Lexi Hull is really shooting it well, isn't she? Yeah, I'm going to knock on some wood right there so I don't mess that up. Lexi's been playing great for us on both ends. Defense, she picks up probably the best offensive player of whoever the team is that we're playing on the perimeter. And then she's doing a great job of playing her role as it relates to when Caitlin and Aaliyah and Kelsey Mitchell are being, defended really well. When the ball gets to Lexi's hands, she's knocking down some big shots for us. So she's just playing really great for us.
Thank you, Alex. We'll go in the back. Kelsey, have one for Coach.
Coach, kind of looking at this big picture, when you look at the standings, the Aces are the only team in the top 5 that you guys haven't been able to beat. I know you guys faced them a lot early on when you were a different team, but what kind of confidence does that give you kind of looking ahead at playoffs, knowing you've been able to beat almost everyone in the top 5?
Yeah, they told me today that it's been since like 2010 since the Beavers beat everyone in the league. I was shocked at that number, but, it's we're trying to play this as kind of like a practice to the playoffs, right? Because we have them right after, in a couple days. So we're kind of playing as like we're preparing for this first playoff round, and who a better team to do that with than the reigning champions, right? So we're just looking to find a way to guard them, defend them. That's where we're really struggling. We're giving up way too many points. We find a way to get stops, and then we get to do what we're really good at, and that's get out and run and get the advantage on offense and find wide open shooters. But we can't do that as well if we're not able to get stops. And we just started after the break doing a really good job of it, and then we've kind of in the last few games up until the end of the third, fourth quarter really, really needed to get better on that end of the floor.
Good. Last one on Zoom. Kyle, want to go ahead?
Hi, Christie. I'm just wondering about Caitlin's whole season. I mean, it seems like every move that she makes, good or bad, is under a microscope. Have you been impressed with her ability to not let that affect her on-court play at all?
Yeah, she's kind of been going through what we were hit with at the beginning of this year, with all the new fans and the support. She's kind of been going through it a little bit longer than we have. So I think she had a little bit more of a scouting report on how to handle it before we did. And then when it landed on us, it was, she was able to, she just keeps it moving. I mean, she's just, wants to play basketball, wants to find ways to win games, wants to find ways she likes to have a good time as well. So now that she's comfortable, but yeah, I really applaud her for how she's handled all that she's going on, with this season and, with our team, but also really proud of the other players as well. These guys have been through the fire as well, and it wasn't good early, and just the way they showed the resilience that they showed. It's just been awesome to watch them just keep growing and getting better after really going through a hard month of May and part of June.
Caitlin, you've been a star at the Iowa State Fair on 2 butter sculptures, and now you're in a field in Iowa as a carving. It was an amazed corn thing. Is that weird to you, or is you just think the whole thing's cool?
I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, I grew up as a kid, obviously, you're from the state of Iowa, so you go to the pumpkin patch, you go do those type of things in the fall. Corn mazes are a lot more difficult than people probably think if you've never done one. It's very easy to get lost in there, kind of scary if you're not with people. So, I mean, I guess if I have time after the season ends, maybe hopefully I can get there. It's in Indiana, correct? I think. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, pretty cool. I didn't think it was weird. I thought it was great detail. I'm impressed. I don't know how they do that, especially you're not cutting it down from above. So, pretty talented, honestly.
We'll go Christine next.
Caitlin, you liked an Instagram post last night from Taylor Swift that got a lot of attention. And I'm just curious if you could tell us what that post meant to you, and if you are, in fact, potentially going to endorse Kamala Harris. Thank you.
I think for myself is, I have this amazing platform, so I think the biggest thing would be just encourage people to register to vote. I think for myself, this is the second time I can vote in an election. At age 22, I could vote when I was 18. So I think do that. That's the biggest thing I can do with the platform that I have, and that's the same thing Taylor did. And I think continue to educate yourself with the candidates that we have, the policies that they're supporting. I think that's the biggest thing you can do, and that's what I would recommend to every single person that has that opportunity in our country.
Go Scott next.
Caitlin, what excites you about this opportunity tonight and Friday, getting kind of that playoff feel against a team that's done it the last 2 years and you aspire to do?
Yeah, obviously this is a team that probably, this is the team that everybody kind of looks to in this league. And as they showed with the back-to-back championships, 4 Olympians on their team, they've done some incredible things. And I think the first 2 times we played them, it feels like forever ago. It feels like that was like a whole different season for us. And I feel like we're a completely different team than when we played them the first time. So I think for our group is, understand we're a different team now, but so are they. Like, they've had chances to improve as well. They have more experience under their belt. So I think the confidence for us has certainly built and is at a completely different place than it was the first 2 times we played them. Obviously, we were a young team. I don't know how many games in when the second time we played them, but the first time I believe it was our 6th or 7th game of the season. So, and the last of a West Coast trip for us. So I think for us is just find confidence in the time we've put in, the work we've put in, where we've improved. So I think that's that for us. And like, these are 2 huge games for us. We're kind of almost viewing it as like a mini playoff series in a way, like kind of having that day in between. Obviously for our group that I don't think anybody on our team has much playoff experience, maybe other than Temmie and Lou. Maybe I'm missing a couple others, but I think it's a good opportunity for us to see where we're at again.
We'll go Carolyn in the back, and then we'll go Chris on the far left.
Caitlin, if I could ask you 2 questions. The first one's about your game. You are an amazing scorer, especially that left, shooting a 3, amazing passer. But throughout your now pro career, what else have you added to your game?
Man, I haven't had much time to like really get in the gym and work other than the Olympic break. And a lot of that, like, it's crazy. I still feel like I've improved a lot, and I haven't really had a ton of time to work on my game. I think my floater and my mid-range game, and that's something that, honestly, like, if you watch highlights from early in my college career, like, I took a lot more mid-range jump shots early in my college career, and then as my career went on, I kind of just went around the basket and threes, because, those are probably the highest percentage shots. But I think now with how long and athletic rim protectors are in this league, that's definitely an area that I needed to improve. I definitely feel a little bit more comfortable shooting the floater, especially. I've been able to make some since the second half has started. But still, like, I think that's like another area that I can continue to improve. And then obviously defensively, like, schematically coming from college to the pros, like, it's a lot different how you guard. So I think that's like another way I'm trying to learn and go back and watch film and improve every single night.
And then my last question is about Kelsey Mitchell and how much her emergence of what she's doing has helped you.
Yeah, Kelsey's been amazing. And I think for myself coming in here, like, her leadership was very evident from the first, practice I had here. Whether it was through training camp where she wasn't even active because due to an ankle injury, she was always on the sideline communicating, being there, especially for myself coming in here and having to learn everything really, really fast. She was somebody that was very supportive for me. And I think early on, it was kind of a work in progress of playing with one another and learning from one another and playing off of each other. But I think now, even, right before the break and then since after the break, I think you can tell our chemistry has really begun to blossom and we're kind of reading each other a lot better. Kind of that unspoken communication that you need with your teammates on the court, I think that has improved tremendously.
We'll go Chris on the left, and we'll finish up with a special question up front from Alex.
My question's special too, Ryan.
It's very, very much so.
So much to be determined.
Not as special as Alex.
Exactly. Over the last 4 games, you could really move up or maybe slide down. Are you like the media? Do you allow yourself to kind of see how this could shake out in potential first-round matchups, or you just go play your game and let the chips fall where they may?
Yeah, I think you just play your game. I don't think you can, like, get too into, if this team wins or this team loses or these 2 win, these 2 lose. Like, there's just so many possibilities that you can't really start breaking it down. I think it takes away from the focus of the game right in front of you. Like, and I think that's why we were so good coming out of the break is, we were focused one game at a time. We didn't look too far ahead. I think that brought us a lot of success. We already know we're in the playoffs, so whoever we get. There's not too much you can do to control that. There's really not anything you can do to control that. So I think for us, it's like go one game at a time. We're here to still win every single game, and once the playoffs come around and whoever our matchup is, you'll prepare for that when you cross that bridge.
Alex, you're up, man.
How do you impact young kids, young girls and boys who accomplish their dream and you make such an impact on them?
I appreciate it. I think the biggest thing for myself when I show up to these games and I see all the young boys and the young girls, I think it is very humbling, first of all, because I feel like I was just in their shoes and now I get to live out my dream on the biggest stage. And, you know, you can see the impact 30 seconds has or 10 seconds has or a high five has on somebody's life from a very young age. And that's what it was for me. So in a way, I feel like I'm giving back. But at the same time, for me, like, that's very easy. Like, this is fun. This is my job. Like, how lucky am I that I get to do this every single day? So I feel like I'm just a kid, too, having fun with all of them. And I'm just very fortunate and grateful.